fall day in Ann Arbor as BTN football, presented by U.S. Cellular, is here to see the Michigan Wolverines and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Alongside Matt Millen, I'm Kevin Kuglers. We welcome you to another college football Saturday, and this Michigan squad is feeling very confident right now after a win over Minnesota, and we're looking forward to seeing what more we might see from Jabril Peppers today.
Well, Jabril Peppers, quite frankly, is just a unique athlete. Anytime he has his hands on the ball, he can make it happen from anywhere in the field, whether he's on defense, offense, special teams, and he's played all of them, Kevin. Every time he's on the field, you got to keep your eyes on him.
Plenty at stake today as Michigan makes its way out of the locker room and onto the field. One of the best runouts in all of college sports. Michigan and Rutgers closing in on kickoff. Beautiful day for a tailgate in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as Rutgers and Michigan close in on kickoff at Michigan Stadium. Kevin Kugler alongside Matt Millen as we welcome you back inside. Let's take a look at today's Auto Owners Insurance Impact Players.
Well, you take a good look at that running game, and Drake Johnson is going to get the call today, and he has big play capability. Jabril Peppers is a guy you have to, anytime he's on the field, you have to be aware of him. And Steve Longa, as the second most in all of football, he's going to have to be active today. Leonte Carroo is a guy who's not going to play. Why is that a big deal? Because he's the main playmaker in Rutgers offense. Desmond Morgan has been very active along with Jordan Lewis, who's having an All-American year. They'll have to be at the top of their games.
Let's close in on kickoff with a little sound from the Michigan marching band.
All the maize and blue faithful join in a rousing chorus of the victor.
Would you rather be than Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor? Kickoff between Rutgers and Michigan is next. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen back with you from Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as we welcome in the third member of our crew for the first time today. Let's say hello to Lisa Bying.
Kevin, you guys have talked about Michigan's Jabril Peppers. He's a New Jersey kid, grew up about 45 minutes outside of Rutgers. This is the first time he will compete against the Scarlet Knights in his career. Got a lot of family and friends watching who know all about his athleticism as the country is starting to learn about Jabril Peppers. Hey, we dug into the archives. This is video of him from high school, 100-meter from the 2014 New Jersey Meet of Champions. He won the 100 and 200 in back-to-back years. Only the second male sprinter in New Jersey State history to do that, Kevin.
Yeah, he's fast. There's no question about that. But how fast? We'll find out later on. That's a broadcast tease. As we get set to get this one going, Rutgers wins the toss. They will defer. Kyle Flood and the Scarlet Knights really looking to bounce back after a couple of tough losses to Ohio State and Wisconsin. The win today is at the back of the Scarlet Knights to start this ball game, and it's a pretty gusty wind, about 20 to 25 miles an hour. It will be a factor. There's Jordan Lewis back deep for Michigan. Kyle Federico should be able to get a decent amount of kick and lift on this one as the ball falls off the tee for a second time in that wind, and they'll need to use the holder. Really, it's been a nice day here in Ann Arbor. All day long, we've seen, for the most part, sunny skies, temperatures in the low 50s. Very comfortable walking into the stadium earlier today. So here we go, 51 degrees, the official game time temperature, as Federico gets set to kick this one off for the Scarlet Knights. And we're underway on another college football Saturday, as Lewis will field from the 2. Has some running room. And Lewis hit and dropped at the 25-yard line, and that's where the Michigan Wolverines will make their way onto the field. And here comes Jake Rudock, who before he got injured last week against Minnesota became one of just 4 active Big Ten players with 40 pass touchdowns and 10 rushing touchdowns. I say players because while Braxton Miller did most of that at the quarterback spot, he's there right now as a backup, but probably not going to remain at quarterback for the rest of the season. But Rudock in some pretty select company. At the 25-yard line on first down. Drake Johnson gets the nod at running back. Motion from A.J. Williams. And a fumble on the first play, and Johnson looking for it. It popped out of his hands as he fell on it at the 19-yard line, and it's Rutgers ball. The first break of the day goes Rutgers' way as they get the fumble at the Michigan 19.
And that's exactly what Rutgers needs to be able to compete with this Michigan team.
Quanzel Lambert pounced on that loose ball.
Yeah, this is just not handling a ball. Looks like he took his eyes off it, and the ball popped out.
And then Johnson had a chance at it and could not pull it in. And so now the Rutgers offense with a huge break.
Now there will be, the question then would become, is it a pitch?
On the field was the pitch was backwards, resulting
Yeah.
in the defense recovering. The play is under further review.
Okay, so there, where that's the difference is it a forward pass or is it a lateral? And so from where he's pitching it, ooh, that's really close. And this angle doesn't really help us. But if you use the line right there, as he backs away, here's a better shot. Let's see if it goes backwards. Ooh, that looks like it's forward.
Very close. If it's forward, it's incomplete, obviously, and it becomes
pass.
Michigan ball.
Right. Yeah, looking from the point that he pitches it, yeah, that looks like it's going forward.
Of course, the ruling on the field was a fumble and a Rutgers recovery at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, right here is the release point. Rudock would have it right in here. And that appears to be going forward.
It must be indisputable to overturn. So 13 seconds in, already a critical review. Rutgers could sorely use a break. They've not seen very many breaks over the last few weeks. They've not made very many breaks of their own over the last few weeks.
Yeah, head coach Kyle Flood's team has really been, and they've been under the gun. They've lost a lot of players, in particular their playmakers. Leonte Crew is not playing today. That has a huge effect on this team. It takes all their big play capability out of it. And they need as many breaks as they can get.
Yeah, their quarterbacks last week, Chris Laviano and Hayden Reddick, were combined 6 of 20 for 82 yards. They need a break, but it doesn't look like they're going to get it as the offense is back out on the field for Michigan.
After review, the ball was pitched forward, which is a forward pass. This is an incomplete pass. It'll be second down on the 25-yard line, 2nd and 10.
What a break for Michigan, and a disappointment for that man and his team on the Rutgers sideline. So now 2nd and 10. Sione Homa is in at running back.
Good, tough man. Normally just the fullback. They give him the ball sometimes.
He got the chance to take some reps at running back this week, and he was excited about this.
Rudock's changing things to the line of scrimmage based on the numbers.
Homa with the carry and a hole. And the big man dragging tacklers along as he's down near the 32-yard line. Steve Longa on the stop after the 7-yard gain.
The one thing that this Michigan offense relies on heavily is their offensive line. And it has really come a long way from the start of the season to now. They've gotten a lot more physical. They're all on the same page. You watch them, whether they're running gap schemes or zone schemes and man stuff. They come off the ball and they are in unison, and they've really improved.
3rd down and 4. Rudock off play action. Open, the catch, and the 1st down. Amara Darbo along the sideline, able to control it and go out of bounds at the 48, a pickup of 17
That's a
and
nice,
the 1st down.
I'm sorry, that's a nice read by Jake Rudock, and it's a high-low read. And really all it is you're reading one man. If he jumps the underneath coverage, you throw behind him. Protection was there, and it's exactly what he did.
On 1st down at the 48, Davion Smith with his first carry, and a little help from his blocker as Ben Braden pulled him forward for a couple.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get by with a little help from your friends. I mentioned that offensive line. There's a lot of ways to block them. Sometimes you got to pull them along too.
It's one of the guys that Jim Harbaugh pointed out with us yesterday. It's the guy who's really taken a big step this year. His left guard, Ben Braden. Second and 8. Rudock over the middle, and it's dropped by Darbo. Isaiah Wharton on the coverage, part of that very young Rutgers secondary. Freshmen all over the place back there.
Yeah, 7 of their 9 secondary people are freshmen or redshirt freshmen. And then they had some guys who were dismissed from the team. They had some guys who were injured. But it's the next man up, and they've got to be able to come through. And this is the position that they want to put Michigan. They like this 3rd and long. Make them have to earn it.
3rd down and 8. They're bringing extra. Rudock trying to find some. He's got Johnson. Drake Johnson with blockers. And Johnson inside the 25 down to the Rutgers 22-yard line. 28 yards. John Batke on the stop for Rutgers.
Yeah, that's a great call. This is a sideline call. They anticipated the blitz. You can see Longa coming inside. They're just going to let the rush go through and then just dump it over the top. And a smart job there by Braden to get out of the way and allow Drake Johnson to pick up his 28 and a 1st down.
At the 22-yard line on 1st down. Extra lineman in the game now for Michigan. Smith, little cutback, but not much running room. Quan Lewis was there first, and we've seen Rutgers in back-to-back weeks now, Matt. You've been impressed with Quan Lewis.
Quan Lewis does some very good things. I think he's very good with his eyes. He's got good discipline. He knows what he's looking at in terms of reads. There's some times that he'll go in and he's not as physical as you like. He'll take a side of his shoulder. But I'll tell you what, he knows how to find the football. Saw it right there, and it's set up to 2nd and 9.
Smith and Carriage in the backfield. Chesson's the motion man on 2nd down. Rudock, late pressure comes. He finds Carriage on the sideline, and Carriage driven out of bounds at the 16 by Isaiah Wharton.
And so you put him in a 3rd down position again. And this is 3rd and manageable for Michigan, but for Rutgers, you've got to get off the field. And so you have to be able to be strong up front from your defensive line, be physical, and be gap sound.
15 straight red zone touchdowns for Michigan. They have failed to score just one time this year in the red zone. 3rd best in all of college football. Here a 3rd and 4. Johnson met and dropped in the backfield. Excellent penetration from Quentin Gauze.
Yeah, and that goes to the coaching staff. That's an outstanding call by Joe Rossi, their defensive coordinator, and you're going to see him. There's just not enough people to pick it up. So that was what's called a wraparound. You saw the fullback start that way, but his eyes are back to the left. And Gauze just came through untouched and sets up this field goal.
with the field goal up.
No.
And it is no good. Kenny Allen had only missed 2 this year, but he misses on that one. And Rutgers defense gets the big stop and keeps Michigan off the scoreboard.
Yeah, they did exactly what they had to do. In the end, it doesn't matter how far they drove. You can go back to the sideline now and talk to your coaches and straighten some things out. But yeah, this just pulls on them to the inside. I think we put the ooga booga on him there and we set that thing up there 15 straight.
Well, you know, Kyle Flood is looking for something to encourage his team. That's one of them. So now the offense hits the field for Rutgers, and a little bit of confusion there as Laviano has to pounce on that one to avoid the turnover. So Chris Laviano, who has really struggled the last 2 weeks, averaging just 74 yards per game. He has not thrown a touchdown, and he has 2 interceptions. 2nd and 13 with Josh Hicks, the running back. Laviano looking downfield, and the pass incomplete.
Dropped.
Carlton Agudosi was the intended receiver. Jordan Lewis on the coverage.
Yeah, Agudosi now with the Carew out. Aguidosi's the guy who's got to make plays. And you know I'll be real frank. They don't have any playmakers. They just don't have it. And when you have the opportunity and it's in your hands like that, and it's a first down, you got to make the catch. I mean, it's just that simple.
3rd down and 13 for the Scarlet Knights.
This is where Michigan's rush guys come in. Henry,
Play clock is
69.
at 1. They just got it off. Laviano, nobody open, just trying to find anything, and he can't. Desmond Morgan sealing it off, and Rutgers will have to punt it away. So the defense gets the stop, but then that Michigan defense stands tall.
Yeah, well, the Michigan defense, they play a lot of man-to-man coverage. And when you have receivers who can't get open, man coverage just shuts down your passing game. It's going to be a rough day if that's what it looks like for the rest of his day.
Joey Roth to punt. Jabril Peppers back deep for Michigan. Low snap. Roth just got rid of it. Peppers will just stay out of the way as that one heads to the sideline, and Michigan's going to have excellent field position once more as they'll mark that ball in Rutgers territory.
Football on BTN is presented by U.S. Cellular. With U.S. Cellular, now the middle of nowhere is the middle of anywhere. U.S. Cellular. Brought to you by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football. And by Dr. Pepper and college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition.
Welcome you back to Ann Arbor, Michigan. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington. No score. 9:19 remaining in the first quarter of play. Michigan going back to work on offense after the punt from Rutgers gave them great field position. There's Jabril Peppers in on offense. We saw 95 plays from Peppers a week ago. Chesson, the motion man. They fake the end.
Wide open. He's wide open.
Rudolph finds him down the sideline. It's Homa inside the 20, down near the 15.
So there's a lot of ways to use Jabril Peppers. Sometimes, you know, you're going to use him to get the ball to him, and then other times you want that everybody's eyes to go with him, and that's exactly what happens. You see all 3 of them, and there's more than that. The eyes are on Peppers, and he just gets a little wheel route down the sideline, and it's a big first down.
At the 14-yard line with Drake Johnson now, the lone setback for Michigan. Johnson the carry on first down, and Johnson met and dropped at the line of scrimmage. May have fallen forward for a half yard, but Steve Longa attacking the play there from that linebacker spot for Rutgers.
Yeah, as you watch Jabril Peppers come back in, Steve Longa is the guy who's been extremely active for this Rutgers defense. And he's made tons of tackles. You know, sometimes they're a little far down the field, but the net result is he's always in the middle of it. He's got great instincts and great vision.
J.U. Chesson now shifting sides. There's Jabril Peppers. He'll line up to the top of your screen. Now comes in motion on second down. Rudock off the fake, throws for the end zone. It is caught. It is a touchdown. J.U. Chesson for 6.
Another example of using Peppers to get the eyes off of the intended target.
Kenny Allen on for the extra point. A high snap placed down, but the kick good, and a 7-0 lead for Michigan.
This Rutgers defense understands that when Jabril Peppers is in the game, that he's in there for a reason. Well, there's the fake, and it draws the defense to the other side, opens the middle of the field. Chesson's there for 6.
$7-0 Michigan. Our U.S. Cellular scoring drive for the Michigan Wolverines. Pretty clean and concise. 3 plays, 46 yards, 1:16 off the clock. Had the big pass to Homa, and then the touchdown pass to Chesson from Rudock.
But what the most important part is Jabril Peppers comes in and affects the defense. And on both those big plays, you can credit Peppers.
And now you can credit him for holding now on the kickoff. The wind blowing the ball off the tee. Jabril Peppers says, why not? I got it.
Don't look up. You think he'll pull it away a la Lucy?
That would be surprising. He did not. Janarian Grant from the 9-yard line. Grant can explode, but not a lot of room in the middle, and he gets pulled down at the 28-yard line as we go back to the Michigan touchdown.
Yeah, let me explain to you what Peppers, this is the Peppers effect. You're going to watch him. They're matching him here. As he comes across, this corner has got to get a jam on Chesson right there. Instead, his eyes come off and look for Peppers. What does that do? That takes him to the middle of the field. That position is in that defender is in no position to react. Look at this. It's wide open. This is like stealing. And that's all because of what they did with Peppers.
Peppers was in several plays, a decoy in all of them. And now first down for Rutgers at the 28-yard line. The give is to Robert Martin, and Martin down to the 30-yard line, a 2-yard gain on the play. And Jabril Peppers, you think he wasn't fired up? Yeah, that's right after the touchdown. Jabril Peppers celebrating 6.
He is fun to watch. As a defender, he's raw, but extremely talented. And so what happens, his technique is not always the best. His eyes are not always the best. But he's so skilled, he can recover from making mistakes.
On 2nd and 8 for Rutgers. Martin met in the backfield, found a hole. Martin into the secondary. Robert Martin trying to turn on the Jets.
Man.
And he's caught from behind by guess who? Jabril Peppers.
He just walked him down. You remember we just watched him at the start of his 100 meters in high school? Yeah, he just did that. He was lined up on the top side, on the outside. You're going to watch him all the way at the top, right here. Now, he's going to track this. Now, once, right here, now he's going to track it. Now, kick another gear in. And he also has the wherewithal to try to force a fumble. That's outstanding.
But a great run by Robert Martin of 54 yards. What a spark for Rutgers.
That's exactly what they needed. Now they've got to get points on the board.
At the 15, play action. Laviano. Nobody open. He'll just throw it away. Well, last week we saw Jabril Peppers in the game for 95 plays. And so we have created the Pepometer to track the amount of plays that he is in this week. That's last week. The breakdown: 8 on offense, 70 on defense, 17 on special teams. For you Cup fans, you remember the Sean-o-meter that Sean Dunston, the former shortstop, always had out in the bleachers at Wrigley Field, chronicling his average. Well, the pepometer is the same thing, except instead of average, we chronicle plays. He is not on the field at the moment. 2nd and 10. Martin trying to find room up the middle, none there. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. And let's take a look at today's Bank of America keys to the game.
Well, when you take a look at this Rutgers offense, there's no question that it has to start up front. It starts with this offensive line. They've got to be able to create some room. They've got to find some room to run. If they don't find that, they are not going to have any kind of balance. They have to have balance in this offense. And it starts with that offensive line.
And we saw that room that Martin found on the 54-yard run earlier. Justin Goodwin in now at running back on 3rd down and 10. Laviano with time floats it down the sideline, and the pass is incomplete, but there's a flag. It was Justin Goodwin, the intended receiver, and DeMonte Thomas out there on the coverage.
Well, let me tell you something. Michigan defensively is all over this receiving corps. I mean, they ran. I just watched, from up here you can see the whole play develop. There's no one open for Laviano.
Pass interference. Defense number 25. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. 1st down.
That's a break for Rutgers.
That's on Thomas, and he's going out of that. Okay, that's a call. Well, regardless of that, there's no one separating from these defenders. They are all over them. They're going to have to be able to go to picks and stuff like that to create openings.
Here's Martin on 1st down. Martin trying to find room, and he's down to the 5-yard line. Is that separation you talk about really where you notice the absence of Leonte Carroo the most?
There's no question. That's a great point. Leonte Carroo does it naturally. He's a big-bodied guy, but he understands leverage, and he knows how to work off of a defender and set defenders up. When you have a real one like Carroo, boy, it makes a huge difference.
2nd and goal at the 5. Receiver at the top of the screen is Patton. Play action. Laviano looking that direction, firing for the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Again, looking for Andre Patton. Jordan Lewis out there on the coverage for Michigan, and it's 3rd and goal.
Jordan Lewis is going to match up with everybody he plays with. This is an NFL player. He's having an All-American year, and he has been money all season long.
There's a guy that's not the outfit Kyle Flood wants him to be wearing. He wants him in uniform. Leonte Carroo not able to play again this week. And you've seen this year with Carroo, they've scored 133 points in 15 quarters. Without him, 90 points in 17 quarters.
Still going man. They're locked up across the board.
And a timeout taken by Rutgers with 5:27 remaining in the 1st. Big 3rd and goal for the Scarlet Knights.
That's offensive coordinator Ben McDaniels. It's going to be imperative for him to be able to create some situations for a receiver, either get into bunch or go to stack positions. Like this motioning is good. It forces the defenders to have to stay off, to back off.
3rd down and goal at the 5. Play clock at 3 as Laviano gets the snap. Pressure coming. Laviano in trouble, and he's dropped at the 15-yard line. Chris Wormley, his 3rd sack of the year.
He can't get rid of the ball quickly because the coverage is tight. And Wormley beats his man clean right from the start. You're going to watch him up at the top. It's going against Lumpkin, and Lumpkin just went with a headbutt, didn't move his feet, and Wormley ran right past him. That's too easy.
So now Kyle Federico will try to get Rutgers on the board with a 32-yard field goal try. He's got the wind at his back here in this 1st quarter. Good snap, good hold, and Federico does his job as Rutgers is on the board from 32 yards out. Kyle Flood's squad creeping within 4. Michigan 7, Rutgers 3, 4:43 remaining in the first quarter. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington back with you from the Big House in Ann Arbor. Cool day, but a perfect fall afternoon for Big Ten football, as Kyle Federico will try to navigate this stiff breeze, get the ball on the tee with Jordan Lewis awaiting the kickoff. Ball already off, so you get 2 shots at it, and then the holder has to be called in. We wait with nervous anticipation to see if that ball will stay on the tee. And it has fallen off the tee. Who says first quarters of college football don't have drama? Kickoff. Lewis from the 8. Lewis coming to full speed, gets the edge. Lewis at the 30. Lewis at the 40 and out of bounds. What a return by Lewis, and he gives Michigan excellent field position once more. Next weekend, it's a triple header on BTN. We kick off at noon with the Boilermakers taking on the 21st ranked Wildcats in Evanston, followed up with the Huskers visiting Rutgers in New Jersey at 3:30. Our primetime matchup features the Gophers trying to retain Floyd of Rosedale against the unbeaten Iowa Hawkeyes. That's at 8 p.m. Coverage starting noon Eastern next Saturday on BTN and BTN to go.
Big win for Northwestern today. Right at the end with 9 seconds. 23-21 over Penn State. Good win.
Homa, the running back, on first down. He gets the carry. Sione Homa down to the 44-yard line as we head to Chicago in our BTN studios and check in with Mike Hall.
Kev, you just had a nice kickoff return, but this right here is a great one. Natrell Jamerson going 98 yards, the longest Badger kickoff return this millennium. They then got the ball back, marched down the field, and scored again. So it's a high-scoring one there, 14-7 right now.
Matt, I'm just excited that Mike has finally recognized that I had a great kickoff return here at the Big House. I've been working a long time. Get that speed up.
We'll have to straighten him out.
2nd and 8. Smith working up the middle, and Davion Smith falling across midfield to the 49 of Rutgers as we check in once again with the Bank of America keys to the game for Michigan.
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's going to be win the line of scrimmage, and it's this offensive line. And they have all the personnel to be able to do it. They're physical, they're smart, they're playing well together as a unit. And when all those things, when that nexus happens, that's when it really makes a big difference. And so we'll see if they continue their trend.
3rd down and 1 at the Rutgers 49. And the give to the fullback, Joe Carriage. And Carriage,
I don't think so.
Depends on which referee you use for the spot.
Yeah.
And now it's a 1st down.
Yeah, the bottom guy, he took the stand. The guy on the top, he was like, yeah, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, the guy at the top of your screen, if you looked at the officials coming in, the guy at the top had him at the 49. The guy at the bottom had him at the 48. He waved the guy at the top off.
A little compromise there.
1st down and 10 at the 48-yard line. Play action. Rudock over the middle. His tight end is there, and Jake Buck with the catch and down at the Rutgers 28-yard line.
Yeah, they'll open the middle with their safeties. And anytime you open the middle of your safeties against any Jim Harbaugh offense, I guarantee there's a tight end going to be sitting inside. He uses the tight ends. He's big with the tight end scheme, and Jake Butt takes advantage of it. That's the whole Butt family right there. And I know there's a joke in there someplace, but that's a good family.
Jake Butt has now caught a pass, at least at 1 pass, in now 12 straight games and 20 of 23. Peppers on the carry. Peppers had to reverse his field, and thrown for a loss all the way back to the 37-yard line. Darnell Davis Jr. able to get penetration, and Peppers had nowhere to go.
You said it right. It was penetration. They tried to go with a counter scheme. So you're going to see half the team going left and then right the right side coming all the way around, and that's where the penetration came through. Davis was able to make that play.
2nd and 20. Back at the 38-yard line. Darbo in motion. Fake the end around. Rudock sets it up the screen for Smith with blockers. Smith at the 25, inside the 20, and Smith dragging down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Steve Longo went along for the ride over the final 5 yards, and it's 1st and goal, Michigan.
They caught him again in a cover 2, a zone. And so that fake, you can see the second level, they start to stream with the fake. And that puts Smith out in the flat with no one in front of him. That's just a great play call.
Homa and Smith on 1st and goal. They're in the backfield behind Rudock. Rudock, great protection for the end zone, and he threw that one away. Nobody open, and it's 2nd down.
That was smart by Jake Rudock. He had Darbo in the back, but it was covered all the way across. It was a 1-receiver route. It's a simple read. If it's open, throw it. If it's not, throw it away. Live for another down, which is what they do. I think Jake Rudock has come a long way. You can see the difference of him from the beginning of the season to now. He is comfortable with what they're doing and how it's being done and his role.
Smith looking for a block and can't find much room. He's down at the 4. Steve Longa on the tackle. It was the 8th play of the drive, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Steve Longa, again, very active, like he always is. But now's the important down. You've got to get off the field. Got to hold them to at least a field goal here.
Ways and Darbo, the receivers, to the top side of the screen. And now motion from Darbo. Rudock had some running room, and it closed quickly. Reversing his field, and Rudock diving for the pylon. Touchdown! What a play by Jake Rudock.
Once he's airborne, if that ball touches the pylon, that's 6. As long as he didn't get out of bounds. That's a great effort by Jake Rudock. Let's see what happens. In. Yep. You can see it right there. He's still in bounds. And now he's going to extend and hit that thing. He can be out of bounds. That's 6 points. That's a great effort. This is the part of Rudock that is really people underestimate him with. Yeah, he's in bounds. You can see it right there. That's good. And then once he goes airborne, what a great effort.
We showed you that select company he was in when he came onto the field for the first time as far as passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns. That's got to be his best rushing touchdown. That was fantastic.
Touchdown.
Jake Rudock has gotten better from the beginning of the season to now, and he's comfortable with what Harbaugh has him doing. There's no question.
How much of that has to do with a quarterback knowing a coach and vice versa? I mean, they didn't have a lot of time together before this year.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, Kev. It takes time. It takes time to get to know each other and what to expect from each other.
Allen on for the extra point, and the kick is good. 3rd down and goal, and Jake Rudock able to make a play and get into the end zone for 6. 14-3 Michigan. Michigan 14, Rutgers 3 with 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Alongside Matt Millen with Lisa Byington on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler, and Michigan has been able to make big plays when they've needed. Jabril Peppers with the chase down of Robert Martin when it looked like he was going to score, and then on the offensive end, Jake Rudock on 3rd and goal looked like he was going to lose yardage. Instead, ends up diving in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and all the plays in between are on the shoulders of their offensive line, and I think some timely play calling here by Jim Harbaugh.
Grant from the 4. Janarian Grant, the little stutter step. Ball comes out. The ball is loose at the 20-yard line. Michigan saying that they have it as Jordan Lewis punched it out. Janarian Grant lost it. Who's got it? And it is Rutgers football. Michigan's only recovered one fumble all year long. Rutgers able to get on top of that one. That could have been disastrous for the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, that's a nice fight for the football under there. Matthews is able to come through with it. Tried the spin and the ball. Nice job by Jordan Lewis. Great awareness, but then Matthews wins the wrestling match underneath.
So now Rutgers with 7 seconds left in the first. A 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Hicks on 1st down. And Hicks to the 24, and that will end the first quarter of play. A first quarter dominated by the home team, up 11. On the field for Michigan as we start the second quarter. Rutgers 2nd down and 7. Laviano to the air, in trouble. Laviano is sacked once more. Second time today Michigan's gotten to him. That was Royce Jenkins Stone as we check in downstairs with Lisa Byings.
Kevin and Matt, you talked about how this Rutgers offense could use wide receiver Leonte Carew. I've been told that he is dealing with that high ankle injury for the 2nd straight week. He had not been cleared to play this week, did not participate in any sort of practice or conditioning activity. I did talk to him in the pregame. He is hopeful to play next week. Paul James is dressed but dealing with a lower leg injury. Rutgers would prefer not to use him today if possible.
3rd down and 10 at the 21. Laviano over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Goodwin, but DeMonte Thomas was right there to break it up, and it's 4th down, and Rutgers will punt into the wind. So the Rutgers Scarlet Knights trying to figure out something on offense. They have yet to complete a pass as Jabril Peppers goes back to await the punt of Joey Roth. Peppers fair catch called for and made at the 40-yard line. Now, we introduced this earlier. It's a trend that will sweep the nation, the Pepometer. And those are the plays so far for Jabril Peppers. 3 on offense, 12 on defense, 5 special teams. There were 42 plays total in the first quarter, to give you some context as to how often Peppers has been on the field. He's pacing a little bit below where he was a week ago.
Yeah, and so he's involved in 20 plays.
Not bad.
No, but...
So about half of the plays in that first quarter, Jabril Peppers was involved in. 1st down, Rudock. Great protection. Rudock looking for his tight end again, and he's got Butt inside the Rutgers 45 at the 43. Anthony Chaffee on the stop after the 17-yard gain.
Jake Butts. Yeah, that's funny. Jake Butt has been extremely productive this season. He's just done a nice job and understands the passing game, knows how to work a defender.
Homa with the carry. And Homa down to the 41-yard line. Interesting to see Michigan with 2 fullbacks in their backfield. Carriage as the fullback, and Homa now as the running back.
Yeah, I guarantee you Homa doesn't look at himself like a fullback when he's back there. He's like, I got my running stuff on, give me the ball.
He's a guy who in his high school senior year ran a 4.53 in the 40, so he has had some speed. Davion Smith now in as the single back.
A lot of time.
To the sideline for Butt, and Butt's got the first down near the 30-yard line.
You saw that shot of the family, Jake Butt family on site. They all have different names for themselves. And we had a chance to talk to Jake Butt just yesterday, and he was telling us about his extended family. And there's a whole bunch of them. See, so they put the old booty, put the booty name on. They've got all kinds of names and nicknames, and they have a good time with it.
At the 32, first down. Smith picks up 3 to the 29.
Davion Smith, the ball carrier. Feed Longa on the tackle.
So now a 2nd and 7 for Michigan. Davion Smith splits out to the top of your screen and now comes in motion. Rudolph, the screen set up again. Smith with the catch, got him blocked, and Smith with a first down as he tumbles forward to the 15 of Rutgers.
They'll continue to screen them. They're going to sit in these zones, and all they do is move the underneath coverage with a little bit of play action and come back with the screens. So you're sitting back there. There's nobody jumping the coverage right away. You can see Longa tries to get up there, Braden does a nice job of getting them. Kalis does a nice job of getting them. It's a first down.
Michigan's making it look awfully easy right now.
Yeah, I'm about to sing Turn Out the Lights.
Smith, met and dropped. Now there's Quan Lewis, who dives into the backfield and makes another play. Such an aggressive linebacker, the transfer from South Carolina.
Yeah, and it's aggressive because he came in a blitz. And that's what you have to do. It's a run blitz. It's a call from the sideline to Joe Rossi, their defensive coordinator, and it sets up this 2nd and long. That's well executed.
Jabril Peppers back in on offense. He's at the top of the screen with Amara Darbo. Now in motion. Peppers with the ball in his hands on the edge. Nice move. Peppers got a block. Jabril Peppers for the touchdown.
Anytime he lines up on offense, he's the most dynamic player they have on the offense. He's just special.
Extra point is up, and it is good. The Big Ten Freshman of the Week, Jabril Peppers. He got into the end zone a week ago. He's back in again. This is a rush. What a rush it is for Jabril Peppers. The move and the finish with the speed. Jabril Peppers into the end zone. His head coach likes what he sees. Our U.S. Cellular scoring drive capped by the Jabril Peppers touchdown run, making it 21-3, 7 plays, 60 yards, 3:19 off the clock, and everything coming up Michigan right now as the kickoff bounces to the 3-yard line and Janarian Grant. Grant trying to find a little crease, and he's got a crease. Janarian Grant turning on the speed. Can Grant hold on for the touchdown? Janarian Grant in for 6.
That's not the first time he's done that, and it won't be the last.
3rd time this year that Janarian Grant has housed the kickoff.
So much of this is just vision. And once you get the first crease, it's all on you. And Grant put it on himself and outraced Lewis to the end zone.
Federico for the extra point. And the 98-yard kickoff return by Janarian Grant has quieted the crowd in the big house. The third time this year that Grant has brought it back. And the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are back in this game, down 11.
Well, Janarian Grant has to figure in to any type of the win that they're going to have, or a chance to win. He's really their big playmaker anymore. That's what they have left. You know, I'd like to go back to that Jabril Peppers touchdown just to show you exactly what happens right here. Quentin Goss on the side. He has to make a decision. Now, normally, you'd want to have this angle inside out, so you give yourself a chance and the offensive player to only go one way. But because of Drake Johnson, he has to try to go over the top, and Johnson gets a push on him and comes back underneath. Once that happens, Jabril Peppers is off and running. He's a dynamic player.
He is fantastic. He is fun. And I think you can put his name on the list, not this year, but next year, for early Heisman Watch candidates. Jabril Peppers, if he continues to progress, he's going to be a guy that gets talked about a lot as we check in with Lisa Bynes.
Well, Jim Harbaugh said the one thing that's unique about Jabril Peppers is how intelligent he is. You can basically show him an assignment, and then he can visualize it, and then he can actually go on the field and do it, where he says other guys, it might take him about 6 times to do that the way he does it. And, you know, I talked to DJ Durkin on the field, guys. Our pepper meter, we're going to have to keep an eye on that.
The onside kick, bounding around. It is recovered by Rutgers, but
did that go 10?
Not sure it didn't get touched before it went 10. It's going to be Michigan ball, I believe. Looked like it hit a Rutgers blocker at about the 43.
The kicking team touched the ball before it went 10 yards. It'll be Michigan's ball, first down.
Got to get to the 45-yard line. Now watch around the 43. Right about here. Right there.
Yeah. Ooh, that's close, though. See exactly where it was. That's before. Right?
It's him right there.
About the 44. Yep. Good call by the officials.
Do you like the call by Kyle Flood to gamble on the onside?
Absolutely. Yeah. He knows he had to try to capitalize on some kind of momentum here and get the ball back.
On first down, Smith found a hole using the power. Look at Smith driving for the first down. Wednesday night, it's an all-new episode of the award-winning series, The Journey, Big Ten Football 2015. That's coming up Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern on BTN. Some of the stuff you'll see in the show, Minnesota host Jerry Kill. And, of course, a chance to find out a little bit more about a guy we saw earlier in the year, 34-year-old freshman Tom Ruby of Northwestern. He's a walk-on and a U.S. veteran. At the 32 on first down, Drake Johnson the carry, and Johnson gets a yard, maybe 2, stopped just shy of the 30. Quentin Gause on the tackle for Rutgers, and it's second down. Only the second meeting between these two schools, Matt. They played last year, and it was a thriller, a big win for Rutgers over Michigan a year ago. Second down. Rudock. Wide open at the 10 is Darbo, and Amara Darbo down before he gets to the goal line at the 2. Chaffee saved the touchdown, but Darbo was all alone.
They came with a blitz, but usually when you blitz, you still cover people. Oh, that's a blown assignment completely. Yeah. That looks to me like was Lasan Austin. You can't run a man blitz underneath and have nobody out there covering people.
So now first and goal for Michigan. Not going to get there. Carriage stacked up with a 1. coverage limped off the field as Homa comes in now at fullback. Smith, the running back, 2nd and goal. Play action. Rudolph for the end zone, deflected away from Butt by Quanzell Lambert. Fine play by Lambert, and it's 3rd down.
That was a really nice play. Good coverage. They tried to sneak the fullback into the flat, and then the tight end to the back of the end zone. Both were covered, and it sets up this 3rd and goal. They wanted to win the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they use that big offensive line and try to be physical.
Homa and Johnson in the backfield. 3rd and goal. Toss play. Drake Johnson got a block, got the touchdown.
That one, he should thank Homa right away. It's a great job by Siona Homa. There's one guy to get, and he's got him. Drake Johnson just can waltz in.
Third time this year, Drake Johnson has found the end zone on the ground. And Michigan cashes in on good field position once more. 28-10 Michigan. 8:06 remaining in this 2nd half. Coming down the home stretch in the college football season. Big week next week on BTN.
Big Ten Women's Soccer, tomorrow on BTN.
Drake Johnson and the rest of that Michigan team all smiles right now with a 28-10 lead. Janarian Grant just brought one back 98 yards a moment ago. He'll go from the 1-yard line here. And Grant not going to make it to the 20-yard line. Later tonight, college football is on Fox as the 12th ranked Utes travel to Washington to take on the Huskies. Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern tonight on Fox. Rutgers in this ballgame has 0 yards passing. Chris Laviano is 0 for 4. He is looking for his first completion. Jake Rudock over 200 yards in the first half. How do you get something going if you're Rutgers?
Well, here's a start. You see the top. They have a bunch package up top. That's good for them.
They'll roll that direction. Laviano going to have to run it. And Laviano down awkwardly at the 28-yard line. Ryan Glasgow
he got
on
hurt.
the tackle.
Glasgow just looks like he hurt himself. What a play he had a week ago on the goal line. The end of the game. Well, it looks like he caught some of that face mask too.
No flags on that play. And Glasgow headed to the sideline after that play. Walking a little gingerly. 2nd down and 2. Laviano, first completion. Martin trying to find running room, and Martin should have the first down at the 30-yard line. James Ross on the stop. And it is a first down. Our United States Marine Corps leader is Michigan's Joe Bolden, who's a quarterfinalist for the Ronnie Lott Impact Trophy, awarded to the Defensive Player of the Year, who exhibits integrity, maturity, performance, who excels in academics, community, also has the tenacity represented by the name Ronnie Lott.
I played with Ronnie. He'd like Joe Bolden.
The ruling on the field was a first down. The play is under further review.
They're going to look at this one again to make sure Martin moved the chains.
Joe Bolden plays behind that defensive line that's really come on as the season has gone on. See where the knee is down and where the ball is spotted. That's a hard one to see. It looks like he's...
Well, they gave him the 31, so I don't think it's at the 31.
Ball hit behind it, right there.
So right behind the 30-yard line, and they needed just to cross the 30 to get the first down. Looks like they're going to mark it just shy of the 30-yard line. Considering the officials on the field have already moved the ball back behind the 30-yard line, I'm feeling confident in my assertion that this one may be 3rd down and short.
Hot tip, huh?
After review, the runner was down before he made the line to gain. The ball will be placed at the 29.5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and a half yard.
Certainly some frustration for Kyle Flood and Rutgers right now. Rutgers is 0 for 3 on 3rd down today, and now they've got to try to convert on 3rd and 1 against this Michigan defense. Josh Hicks is the running back. He gets the carry, and Hicks spins out of a tackle, and he's got plenty for the 1st down. Jared Wilson on the stop for Michigan.
You remember a week ago on the goal line against Minnesota, this Michigan defense came up big and won the game with goal line. And so taking a page from that book, Rutgers understands running to the inside not going to go very well. So they opt to go to the outside off the edge and pick up the 1st.
Martin from the 33. Martin, nice little cutback, and Martin with a good run. Out near the 42 and a flag in late. 9-yard gain from Martin. Taco Charlton on the stop. And the flag down at the end of the play.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 35. 15 yards and on to the end of the run. 1st down.
That's Joe Bolden. Ball for the face mask.
Tell you what, there's a couple of really nice cuts inside there to be able to get to that. That's some nice running.
Robert Martin has shown a little shiftiness today. We saw him on that 54-yard run early in this game. And then another nice run amidst traffic. So now at the Michigan 43, 1st down for Rutgers. That's Martin in motion. Looking down the sidelines. Good adjustment made by Vance Matthews. And his first catch of the year is good for a 1st down to the 25.
And coverage was all over him. And that's a nice job, Matthews, to come back to the ball. Labiano throws it kind of the only spot he can because the coverage is there. And he has the left foot down before he goes out, so that is a completion. Foot is down, he has control, and then he takes the step.
Steps up over the middle. He had a man open in Matt Flanagan, and he just couldn't hit him. And a flag is down.
Those are the opportunities. Look, you almost have to be perfect in games like this. Flanagan's open in the middle of the field, and Labiano has to make that completion.
Holding. Defense number 5. 10-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
That's Jabril Peppers called for the hold.
Remember I said earlier that he can be raw at times. He's down right there. Yeah. And that one I would well, they threw it so it's on the ground, but I don't know about that one.
3rd penalty for 26 yards against Michigan. And now Rutgers on the move. 5:28 to go 1st half. And a 1st and 10 at the Michigan 15-yard line. Swing pass, Goodwin dribbles it off the turf. That'll be incomplete. 2nd down.
Yeah, that's bad by Laviano. You can't do that. So they come out with trips to the top and then the motion, and they're going to pick the inside defender. That's what happened. And it's set up perfectly, and it's just a poor throw.
But we talked about this earlier. You mentioned using that to try to get guys open, try to get them clear of this coverage. 2nd down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Grant in motion. They'll throw it to Grant. Slips through the tackle of Peppers, but Peppers slowed it up, and progress is stopped. The whistles were blowing before Grant was finished off. Jabril Peppers had the first contact and allowed the rest of the team to catch up and bring down Janarian Grant.
So here's what they're doing. Okay, they're going to go back in motion, and they're going to bring him to here so it's stacked. And that forces you defensively, here's your coverage guy, to have to back off. Well, they start the block, and Peppers reads it from inside out and attacks it, and it goes absolutely nowhere to set up this third and long.
3rd and 13 now. Grant again in motion. Laviano rolls that direction, finds Grant, and Peppers brings him down at the 11-yard line. 7-yard gain, short of the first down, and the field goal unit will come on for the Scarlet Knights.
Smart by Ben McDaniels, knowing that that's the one guy who can make some plays. Michigan knows it as well, so they put Jabril Peppers on him, and that cancels it out.
Federico hit his first today. That was from 32. This is from 29. Federico's kick up, and he's 2 for 2. So Kyle Federico gives 3 more to Rutgers, 28-13. Michigan's lead is 15 with 4 minutes to go. And for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, Leonte Carew trying to be encouraging. He'd like to be on the field. Kyle Flood, though, knows his team needs a little dose of anything good. They got 3 points there.
Football on BTN is presented by U.S. Cellular. With U.S. Cellular, now the middle of nowhere is the middle of anywhere. U.S. Cellular.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan, alongside Matt Millen with Lisa Byington on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler. 28-13 Michigan. 4 minutes to play in this first half. Rutgers just getting its second field goal of the day from that man, Kyle Federico, who will kick off for the Scarlet Knights. Jordan Lewis back deep. Whistle and a timeout taken by Michigan.
It's timeout, Michigan. They're first. This would be a 30-second timeout.
Well, I counted they had 11. So a timeout used before the kickoff. So the Michigan Wolverines up 28-13. Jim Harbaugh has certainly seen his fair share of nail-biters over the last couple of games.
Fans, Leiter on the sneak. No signal. Michigan wins the football game.
Well, the thrills of victory and the agony of defeat certainly personified in those 2 close games for Michigan, and that's kept Michigan right there in the mix. That win over Minnesota. Michigan still harboring hopes of getting into that top spot at the end of the year in the East. Short kickoff. And trying to find a little running room to the outside and room to run. Down the sideline goes DeMonte Thomas, and that short kickoff to avoid a return turns into bad things for Rutgers as Michigan will start at the Rutgers 40-yard line.
Sometimes you're hoping that the up guys are linemen and can't run. Instead, they kick it to a DB, and boy, Thomas just does a nice job, gets a great return, puts him in fantastic position.
DeMonte Thomas was a high school running back who had over 1,200 yards in his senior year. He looked like he found his running back skills again. Toss play. Johnson with blockers in front. Look at the corner. Johnson caught. And a flag down as he's out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Kai Hester right there on the stop. Looked like a face mask that may add yardage to the end of this run.
Yeah, Hester had him. He got it perfect.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Let's check in with Lisa Byington.
Kevin, just an update on nose tackle Ryan Glasgow. I've been watching him. They've been evaluating his left shoulder on the sideline. You see him sitting here on the sideline. He still has his helmet. Michigan has not taken that away. Here is the play on where he got injured. Now, I'm also told that Michigan would like to evaluate him a little bit more thoroughly here at halftime, so it's likely that we might not see him for the final 4 minutes or so of this half.
Had a great conversation with him yesterday, too.
That's a nice young man, smart guy, too.
First down, Smith the carry, and Smith struggling forward. Looked like nothing, turned out to be 4.
Remember at the start we said this offensive line had to dictate the way the game's going, and they have. They're kind of taking this whole thing over. Now, and Rutgers defensively up front, when they've been trying to run straight direct stuff, they've been hitting it pretty good. So instead, this is smart by Michigan. They've gone to the edge and tried to get a yardage outside, and that's been successful for them.
Jabril Peppers back on offense. You know that's drawn the attention of the Rutgers defense. He's in the slot to the bottom of the screen. Fake to Peppers. Now they'll throw to Peppers. Tough catch. And Jabril Peppers down just shy of the 8-yard line in the arms of Hester and Gauze.
Well, they were going to use him again as the bait. They had 2 receivers to that side. They faked the throw to Peppers to try to draw the coverage and then try to get to the back of the end zone, but the coverage was there.
There's the pepometer, the update, as you've been sitting on the edge of your seat at home saying, what's that pepometer look like right now?
34 plays.
34 plays for Jabril Peppers. 3rd down and 3 at the 8. That's Johnson in motion.
Watch a quarterback draw.
Rudock to the end zone, and it is caught by Amara Darbo. The touchdown for Michigan.
This is a small window. This is a great throw. The feet are both down. There's control. It's a catch. That's a great throw by Rudock and a nice catch by Darbo.
Yeah, strong hands by Darbo with Chaffee right there on his hip. Allen for the extra point. And Michigan has put 35 points on the board in the first half. They lead it 35-13. Michigan pouring it on in this first half, 35-13 over Rutgers. They've done it through the air, over 200 yards passing for the first time since the Utah game for Michigan. So it's been a run-based offense for the most part this year, but not today. They've found room on the ground, but more room in the air. Jake Rudock, 13 of 17 for 226 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Janarian Grant going to stay in the end zone with 2 minutes to go in this first half. And for Michigan, it has been an awfully efficient day. The touchdown drives, 3 plays, 46 yards, 9 plays, 58 yards. That's 60, 43, and 40. One thing that you notice, time of possession short for a team that normally controls the ball. The other thing you notice, they've had a lot of short fields today.
Yeah, they have had. And watching the game, you can see what I mentioned earlier with Jake Rudock. He is comfortable. He's a different player now than he was just a month ago.
Laviano, 4 for 9 for 23 yards as he starts at the 25-yard line. 2 timeouts and 2 minutes to work with. Laviano under pressure. Field opens up. He's going to have some room to run and a first down. Desmond Morgan on the tackle, 11 yards for Laviano. Coming up at halftime, Dave and the gang will get you caught up on a busy Big Ten Saturday. It's the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. First down and 10 at the 36-yard line. Laviano to the sideline, and the pass incomplete. Here comes a flag. He was looking for Vance Matthews, who was fighting with Channing Stribling up the sideline.
I don't know about that one.
Pass interference, defense number 8. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Rutgers will cross midfield with the penalty.
Michigan 49. First and 10 Rutgers.
First down. Laviano over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Charles Scarf. Desmond Morgan there on the coverage, second down.
You don't see a lot of separation from these receivers. That's one of two things. Either outstanding coverage by the Michigan defense or not a very good job of getting separation by the offense. You decide.
Oh, I was going to ask where you would lean on that. But I won't ask. Second and 10. Draw play, Goodwin. Goodwin trying to get to the edge. And Goodwin nudged out of bounds at the Michigan 43-yard line. Wilson and Lewis chase him out there after a 6-yard gain.
Actually, I think the game that Ben McDaniels is calling is a good game. I mean, he knows what he has to do. He just sometimes just doesn't have enough bullets in the gun for him. But he's keeping them off balance. And then when the opportunity presents itself, Laviano's he's got to hit it.
Third down and 4. Play clock at 4. Laviano to the air once more. Goodwin with the catch. And Goodwin knocked out of bounds short of the first down at the 40-yard line. Jared Wilson kept him from getting to the sticks. And it's now 4th and 1. You're down 35-13. Any question at all?
No, you got to go for it. And that's a nice job by Jared Wilson. That's a strong tackle. You don't give anything up. You take the right angle. You come inside out. It's face on face, and he forces his 4th down.
Wow, they gave them the first down. They spotted that ball at the 39 and have just signaled first down.
Wow. That surprises me.
Wow.
That looked like he didn't reach the line to gain.
He looked well short.
Now, we're at an angle here, so it may have been. So that could account for it.
First down. Laviano going to the air, and the pass is intercepted. Picked off by Michigan's Jared Wilson. His first interception of the year. Stepped in front of Janarian Grant with the interception. There is a flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense, number 77. Penalties decline. Play results in a first down for Michigan.
Well, we just got done saying when the guy has an opportunity, Laviano's got to hit him. Janarian Grant got on top of Peppers, but Wilson beat him to the punch. Overthrew that thing. Wilson comes up with a nice catch.
Well, that's a fine interception by Jared Wilson. And now Michigan takes over at their 15-yard line. They have 1:18 to go and 2 timeouts. Wolverines with their 8th pick defensively this year, and now do they do anything here with 78 seconds left from their own 15-yard line, or are they just content to go in up 35-13?
No, you bury him when you have a chance. You break him. You're going to get the ball back to start the second half also. Oh, I'm sorry. Rutgers won the toss. They'll get it.
Smith working up the middle, and Smith down at the 18-yard line.
It's one thing that's really changed up here in Ann Arbor, and that's the expectations for their football team. If you go back to the start of this season, I think the narrative was, boy, I hope Jim can get this thing turned around. And now it's, we're not going to lose another game.
Wide open, but left all alone. Down the sideline with a flag down. A stiff arm as he's nudged out of Rutgers 45 by Anthony Chaffee. Nobody covered Jake Butt.
Yeah, there's I wonder if he was on the field.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Their substitution was intent to deceive. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
So did he come from the sideline, or was he in the huddle and broke from the huddle? You have to get in so far in when you report. In a college game, it may be into the hash mark. I don't exactly know that rule. I should.
Jim Harbaugh unhappy to say the least. So second and 16 from the 9, and Homa with the carry, and he gets out to the 11-yard line. So the substitution with the intent to deceive costs a big play for Michigan, and now Rutgers is going to use timeout. A quick 30-second break for us as well, with Michigan up by 22.
Yeah, inside that circle, that's Jake Butt. And so they make their substitution, and he just kind of jogs to the sideline. Right? And then so he gets to the sideline and he stops. And you see now he's lined up down here. They break the huddle, and that's really defensively you have to be aware of all of that.
I was going to say he didn't substitute.
No, he didn't. So yes, you have deception in every play. That's why you make fakes. It's a deception.
I don't know, I struggle with that one a little bit. 3rd and 14 at the 11. Rudock tossing to Perry. And Grant Perry out to the 22-yard line, short of the first down, and Rutgers will use its final timeout. So Rutgers going to get the ball back with 30 seconds to play in this first half. Jim Harbaugh still discussing the substitution call, which how is that unsportsmanlike if you can see what Jim Harbaugh is saying? He says he ran out of the huddle and lined up outside.
I'm going to be with Coach Harbaugh on this one. He came from the huddle and just ran out, and I don't get that one.
Coach Harbaugh shaking his head after that one. And I think he's making the same point you were, Matt. Every single play, there's something going on that's deceptive to someone. So now Blake O'Neal will punt. And O'Neal uncorks a good one. Grant backing up to the 25-yard line. Janarian Grant looking for room to run. Got a block. A flag is down as Grant tiptoes up the sideline, and Janarian Grant still on his feet. Grant inside the 15 and down near the 10. This one, however, is coming all the way back.
Yeah, and I think they missed one earlier, but they got that one.
There was a collision that ended up with Najee Clayton being helped to the sidelines. A 54-yard punt, a 62-yard return. There's Clayton, who got the worst of that.
You have to get your head in front. You can't get them from the side or behind.
On the return, personal foul, targeting number 28 of the return team. The play is under further review.
That was Najee Clayton, who was being helped right into the locker room called for targeting. 9 seconds to go in this first half. One of those many freshmen that see regular time in the secondary.
Yeah, here he is right up top. And so he's got to try to get his head in front, which that's a close call. But he went helmet to helmet, and that's what they're going to call.
And he lowered as well. Well, the rule is that no player shall target or initiate contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless opponent.
He saw him coming. Did you see right at the end? He turned his head. Watch how he looks. See right there. He turns. He sees it coming.
I think because you see him from that angle lower, I think that's why the targeting got called. And usually it seems on a very aggressive block.
After review, there is no foul for targeting. The ball will be placed at the 9-yard line. First down and goal, Rutgers.
Yeah. So no penalty, and it's first and goal, so the return stands for Grant.
That's a good call.
No timeouts left and 9 seconds, so Rutgers has one shot at the end zone.
Maybe two. Maybe two. 9 seconds, usually about 6 seconds of play. Laviano has to get rid of the ball quickly. Let's see, they don't go to any bunch or anything. I'd lock up on them right at the line of scrimmage, and they're doing that.
That's Patton in motion. Can Rutgers cash in on the play at the end of the half? Laviano to the end zone, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Patton. Coverage from Jordan Lewis. Now, do you kick a field goal or do you take it into the end?
I mean, they need 7, but you got to get points on the board here. Get your 16.
Laviano's helmet, you see, was off at the end of that play, so you would have had to go with Hayden Reddick if you ran another play there.
Yep, he has to go out for a play.
So now Federico on to try the field goal, 27 yards. And Federico's kick off the upright. It is good, but a flag is down. No time is left on the clock.
The field goal is good. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 70 of the offense. That penalty will carry over to the second half kickoff.
And that is how the half comes to an end. 35-16. Jim Harbaugh goes into the locker room less than happy, although up 35-16. Michigan and Michigan Stadium as we welcome you back for halftime. 35-16. Michigan with the advantage over Rutgers, but maybe a little momentum for Rutgers going into the locker room. Got the long punt return from Janarian Grant, one of his 2 big returns of the day. Allowed them to put a couple of points on the board and at least creep within shouting distance here as we move to the second half.
Yeah, but the bottom line is they've been dominated up front. And so I think the biggest thing defensively, I'm talking that Michigan defense is really taking care of that offensive line of Rutgers. And then Michigan's offensive front, while at times they've been stuffed inside, they've been able to get to the edge to the tune of some big plays. And so if they have to make an adjustment there, that's where the adjustment has to be made in the second half to see if they can do.
Let's check out the Kay Jewelers halftime highlights. And in that first half, saw a little bit of Jake Rudock going to the air for over 200 yards.
Jake Rudock not only threw the ball well, he ran the ball well with his outstanding effort to get that second touchdown. And then Jabril Peppers, anytime he has his hands on the ball, it's an exciting thing to watch. But a lot of guys got into the act. Down the stretch, Drake Johnson, aided by a nice block, gets into it for 6. And then just at the end, another nice throw by Jake Rudock. And it's 35 points hung on Rutgers.
Check out today's Quicken Loans quarterback comparison. It's been a rough go for Chris Laviano. Jake Rudock, 14 of 18, 237 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rudock and Michigan with the big lead at halftime, but Rutgers is going to get the football to start the second half. We'll see if they can do anything with a little momentum they picked up at the end of the first half, trailing Michigan 35-16.
BTN is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Find your agent at AutoOwners.com. And by TireRack.com, the official tire and wheel experts of the Big Ten Conference.
35-16. This happened a few moments ago at halftime. It's Salute to Military Day, military appreciation here in Michigan. Paratroopers coming in at halftime. Rudock has been in the air for a good portion of the night with the offense of Michigan, 237 yards and a pair of touchdowns, but Janarian Grant has provided the spark for Rutgers. A kickoff return and a punt return. Kickoff return 98 yards for the touchdown, and the 67-yarder at the end of the first half that really gave Rutgers a spark. Now let's go back to the substitution deception penalty that we saw earlier.
This was a new one on me. I didn't know this one. And so right here, this is where Jake Rudock is as they're substituting onto the field. Everything right there is fine. Now, once those people, I'm sorry, Jake, but once they start leaving the field, now Jake starts to leave. Now, see, he's supposed to not use any of that movement for deception. Now he's down there. It appears like he's going off. They did not do a good job of recognizing anything. I understand why Coach Harbaugh said it. There was enough people in between, but the official ruling is you cannot use any part of a substitution deceptively, and that's what they said happened.
Here's today's U.S. Cellular first half stats. Mentioned the numbers for Jake Rudock, part of a 304-yard first half for Michigan, 115 total yards offensively for Rutgers, but that doesn't necessarily tell the story for Rutgers, because you're talking about the 98-yard kickoff return, the 60-plus yard punt return that Janarian Grant had in the mix there. So the punt return yardage not showing up for Rutgers, nor is the kick return yardage, and that's been a big part of what they've been able to do.
Yeah, it is a big part, but they can't rely on that. So those numbers are significant, and what they do show is that offensively and defensively, Michigan has been dominating this Rutgers team.
Let's go back downstairs to Lisa Byington.
Yeah, when I spoke to some of the coaching staff here on the Rutgers sideline, their main focus was to keep Chris Laviano focused and not feel the pressure of trying to come from behind. The offense, of course, 80%, they're concerned that it's a one-dimensional offense right now, but their message to their quarterback, they can't press or force things. In fact, the interception, when I talked to offensive coordinator Ben McDaniels, he said he was a good read. The defensive back made a good play on it. Kyle Flood's message to this team at the half, hey guys, if you are competitors, you want to come back and force a game in this second half.
Well, they'll kick off, will Michigan, from the midfield stripe after the penalty on Chris Muller that ended the half on the field goal, an unsportsmanlike conduct that Michigan was able to utilize to put the kickoff through the end zone. So now Laviano and this Rutgers offense going back to work. Matt, having seen them in the first half, we saw them all last week. What do they do to generate some offense here in the second half? 1, protect Laviano. 2, they have to get separation in the pass game. 3, when they do have that, and the windows may be smaller, Laviano, has got to be accurate. First down. Laviano being chased, and he just got that one out of his hands before Jenkins Stone was able to pull him down. Second down. Jenkins Stone's a nice story. And so he comes in halfway through the season after an injury, and
And if they're like, well, you know, there's going to be a step down. There hasn't been a step down. There has not been a drop-off in play at all. In fact, he's taken it personally, and he has played exceptionally well and fit in perfectly with this defense.
And Mario Ojemudia tears the Achilles. He moved from linebacker to that spot in the spring. He's been very good. Big hole for Hicks, and Hicks with a first down. Out near the 38-yard line, DeMonte Thomas with the tackle, but a 13-yard run and a first down.
Nicely blocked up front. And they allow the defender to come up, and then they just turn him. And he takes advantage of the void inside, picks up a first down.
Toss play, Hicks cuts upfield, and Hicks with 3, maybe 4 yards on first down. Joe Bolden on the tackle for Michigan.
A lot of talk with this Rutgers offense and how they rotate their running backs. And there's pros and cons to it. You keep them fresh. Sometimes you go with a hot hand. But the con side to it is you don't really get a feel. A player wants to play and get a feel for the game, get a feel for how the defense is playing them. They've relied on this system, and they're comfortable with it.
Second down and 7. Hicks again. Met in the backfield, and Hicks going nowhere. First contact as Peppers finished him off came from Chris Wormley, and then Peppers there to close the door as he gets back to the 41, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that got stuffed up front early. It sets up this 3rd down. So now this is the down to win. And so if you're Ben McDaniels, you have to be able to somehow get some separation here and get somebody open, whether it's a pick, a rub, whatever it is.
And McDaniels in his first year as offensive coordinator. Play clock is at 3. Laviano. Pressure up the middle. He's in trouble and he's sacked. Chris Wormley.
Didn't matter if anybody was open. Wormley took care of all of it. He just beat the block right from the start. Wasn't even close. Laviano never had a chance to be able to even set his feet. This thing went nowhere fast. Wormley came around on a stunt. It looked like it was a TE stunt. Tackle first, end around. And that's the end of that.
3rd sack today for Michigan as Roth punts. Jabril Peppers calling for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 40-yard line. Another good starting position for Michigan. We showed you late in the first half all of the short drives that Jake Rudock has had today for Michigan. They've had great field position. You saw an onside kick that set them in good spot. Another short kickoff that gave them excellent start. And now after the punt, they'll start at their own 40-yard line. A.J. Williams, the motion man. On first down, Butt wide open. Butt breaks a tackle. Jake Butt on the run. Inside the 15, inside the 10, and down at the 4.
The difference in this game has not been the quarterbacks. The difference in this game have been the respective secondaries. And Rutgers secondary and back 7, I should say, have been biting and have been playing off all game long. Jake Rudock is taking advantage.
Anthony Chaffee had a shot to bring Butt down earlier, but Jake Butt just broke free. 1st and goal at the 4 for Michigan. Smith with the carry, and Smith at the goal line in for the touchdown.
Yeah, this is smart. You can watch. Smith's just going to power through. He breaks the plane right there, but what they did, 2 receivers to both sides, so they spread out the defense inside. they make you have to declare. It makes it a lot more easy to run inside with fewer numbers.
And the offense stays on the field for a 2-point conversion. Rudock for 2. Rudock flushed. Gonna run. He's got the 2.
Nice job by Chesser. Really nice job of recognizing that Rudock has to use his feet, gets a block on the corner, and gives him room to get in.
Davion Smith into the end zone with the power to give Michigan now a 43-16 lead. Jake Butt, career-long 56-yard reception to help Michigan get into position to score the touchdown. They lead at 43-16 as Janarian Grant takes a knee and out to the 25 for the touchback. The nation's best play hoops on BTN. The season gets underway when Mello Trimble and the 3rd-ranked Maryland Terrapins take on Mount St. Mary's. Then Nigel Hayes and the 17th-ranked Badgers battle Western Illinois basketball. On BTN returns Friday on BTN and BTN to go. Rutgers now at their 25 first down. Robert Martin back in now at running back. He's the leading rusher. He goes in motion. 70 yards rushing for Martin today on 1st and 10 at the 25. Laviano to the air. A completion and a first down as we go to Chicago and check in our BTN studios with Mike Hall.
Kev, Wisconsin and Maryland, and again, Corey Clement not playing in this game due to increased soreness, but they do have Alec Ingold. He gets a 1-yard score and puts the Badgers back up. About 5 minutes and change left in the 3rd.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Yeah, Ingold's a tough guy to bring down, especially in short yardage situations.
Yeah, once he learns how to run behind his pads, he's going to be even better.
At the 36-yard line, first down. Martin trying to find running room. Wormley is there after a yard gain for Robert Martin. It's 2nd and 9. Second down and 9. Ball at the 37-yard line. Carry again from Martin. Trying up the middle. There's not much room up the middle against this Michigan front.
A couple guys that are inside there. Willie Henry is one of them. Joe Bolden's playing very well. Desmond, just a bunch of good players that are solid. But what they really like to do well and do well is play good fundamental football. They're not spectacular. They just get the job done. Reese Hurst is another one from 33.
3rd down and 8. Grant the motion man. In trouble again. Laviano being chased. Just got away from Wormley and ducks out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Wormley's been living in that Rutgers backfield.
Yeah, he's been owning whoever he's playing against all night long, regardless where they line him up. And, you know, keep in mind, that's 3rd and long situations. And Michigan, DJ Durkin, their defensive coordinator, he keeps calling up tight man coverage, which usually that means your back is to the quarterback. You want that quarterback to run. But that's been completely taken away.
Jabril Peppers awaiting the punt. Peppers will call fair catch, and he makes it near the 25-yard line. Jabril Peppers, we saw him on defense. We've seen him on special teams. Will he be back on offense when we return? BTN football today in Ann Arbor for Rutgers and Michigan. Kevin Kugler, Matt Millen, Lisa Byington with you this evening now in Ann Arbor. Off play action. Rudock on first down. Nobody open. Now slings it late as he found Chesson at the 31-yard line. Jabril Peppers, we've been keeping an eye on him all day long. He's done it all so far.
Yeah, well, you ask him to hold the ball, or you ask him to be a decoy for the offense. You ask him to play defense and run people down when the only guy in the field can get him is him, or get the ball to him out in space where he can score. He's multifaceted, he's multi-talented, and he's Jabril Peppers.
2nd and 3 at the 31. Toss play. Smith. Blockers in front. Smith steps through a tackle. Breaks a second. Smith powering his way to the 41-yard line. Here comes Jabril Peppers back onto the field on offense. We've been keeping an eye on the pepometer all day long. 37 plays on defense, 5 on offense, 11 on special teams. There have been 114 total plays.
53 by him. Now they're going to keep him busy. And that role for the offense will only increase. He is, we've said it many times, he's a talented guy. He's a smart guy.
Excuse me, Matt Blasson Austin being helped to the sideline after that play. Very talented freshman. True freshman in that very young Rutgers secondary.
A lot of freshmen back there. Yeah, that last run by Devion Smith looked like his coach there, Tyrone Wheatley. Looked like a big man. He just refused to go down. Ty used to run like that.
Peppers now the running back in this set. Rudock finds the tight end along the sidelines. A.J. Williams upended at the Rutgers 38-yard line. A flag is down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 53. 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of the run. First down.
Julian Penix-Odrick roughing the passer.
I could see why they made the call, especially because he hit him right square in the face. Braden was right there with him, blocking him.
So after the penalty, move the ball all the way down to the Rutgers 23-yard line. Drake Johnson now in at running back for Michigan. Williams, the motion man, just had his 10th catch of the year. Here's Johnson on the toss. Johnson got a block, and Johnson down to the 16-yard line. Quentin Gause on the stop. He got a bone-crushing block from Kyle Kalis that opened up about 4 more yards for him.
Oh, Kyle Kalis is a big physical man. Had a chance to sit and talk with him yesterday. I mentioned, you know, his dad played in the National Football League for a long time, played at Arizona State. And you're going to watch Big 67 right over here. His dad played then for the Vikings, and he played for the Steelers, and that's the same way his old man played. Physical, tried to headbutt you all the time, loved the contact. I like watching him play.
2nd and 3. Rudock to the air, and it's dropped at the 10-yard line. Chesson had it in his hands, couldn't pull it in, and now 3rd down.
You know, just watching Jake Rudock right now, he is accurate. He's in control. He's seeing the whole field. This isn't the same Jake Rudock we saw at Maryland. He's not the same Jake Rudock we saw at Northwestern. This is a much better player. And because of that, this is a much better offense.
17 of 22 for 321 yards, and we're midway through the 3rd quarter. That'll work. 3rd and 3. Rudock batted down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Like Batke got a hand on that one.
Yeah, Batke did. But speaking about getting a hand on something, you know, I've been watching this tape, and I noticed something interesting with the way the ball is being snapped, and it came from Jim Harbaugh. And so take a look at the way they're holding the ball at the top. And Jim believed that you had better control back to Rudock and fewer bad snaps, and it proved to be right. It's different than a normal snap. It doesn't rotate.
34-yard field goal try is true. for Kenny Allen, who adds 3 to the Michigan lead, 46-16. 46-16 Michigan. You see Peppers, you see Lewis, you see Chesson. When we talk with coaches and players around Michigan, and we say to them, who's the fastest guy on the team? We got each of these names as a potential answer to the question, depending on who you ask. Oh, he's the fastest. No, he's the fastest. So we have tried to find answers to this question, and we'll provide you with those now because investigative reporter Lisa Byington is on the story.
Well, Kevin, the tape does not lie, and Michigan, in fact, has a tape of all 3 of those guys doing speed races. It's something they have a lot of fun with. In this group, we highlight J.U. Chesson, Jabril Peppers, and Jordan Lewis. 30-yard sprint, here they go. J.U. Chesson victorious, and really, it's a race for second place between Peppers and Lewis, but you can see why Jim Harbaugh was asked about who the fastest on the team was. Didn't hesitate when he said Chesson is the answer.
Yeah, and his offensive coordinator said a different story, and then his defensive coordinator threw Peppers' name into the mix. So,
well, I guarantee you this.
Infraction, offense, number 69, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I believe I've heard Matt Millen say once or twice that tape does not lie.
Tape doesn't lie, but I'll tell you this.
Please reset the clock to 6-5.
I guarantee you, you talk to each and every one of those guys, and they'll all tell you they're the fastest one. You know what I really liked more than all that was I loved the tone that Jim Harbaugh set in the spring. And it started with competitiveness and wanting to win and making you prove everything. And that was one of the ways he did it. I think that's it. I love that.
On 1st and 15 with another flag down. Nice catch by Hicks on the ball behind him. Able to pull it in and gain positive yardage before Charlton knocked him out at the 23. That flag on the near sideline.
Illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Later tonight, the final drive brings you all the highlights from this game and the entire day in the Big Ten. The final drive tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern on BTN.
You know, I've been around some teams, and coaches will try different ways to try to bring out that competitiveness and willing to compete and all that stuff. And that was one of the things we did a long time ago, and I'm glad to see that he's still using it.
1st and 20 at the 15. Laviano off play action. Good protection. Open receiver. Catch is made at the 30, and a first down by Andre Patton to the 36-yard line. Good protection gave Laviano that time to find Patton for the first.
Yeah, he took his time, and it was open, and the ball's right where it has to be. Laviano has a nice throwing motion. The ball does come out. He has a good, strong arm. Sometimes it looks like he just rushes himself, but I'd be patient with him. I think he's got something.
First down and 10 at the 35. Laviano under pressure. Has some room to run. Laviano close to another first down. Joe Bolden finally catching up to him, but it is a first down for Laviano.
So Michigan this time plays a zone, but what they do is called plastering. Once you're in a zone and the quarterback breaks the pocket, whoever's in your zone, you plaster right on him. You just stick right to him and you stay with him the whole time. So it's a zone, but it's a man concept built in once he starts to run.
Snap for Laviano. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. The pass is almost intercepted. DeMonte Thomas nearly with a highlight reel pick, and it is second down. Thomas may have had the wind knocked out of him.
Laviano also took a shot on this one. Right there. Boy, meet me at the quarterback. Desmond Morgan Ooh, that was close to being a pick. Thomas played a good game here today.
Wind knocked out of him there a little bit. Quick 30-second timeout on our end while they tend to Thomas. DeMonte Thomas up and headed to the sideline for Michigan. Chris Laviano with a 2nd down and 10 coming up here at the 46. Kyle Flood's team trying to find some sort of offensive rhythm. They've had a couple of first downs on this possession, but without Leonte Carew, it's been hard to find a productive offense, and Carew has now officially missed more quarters than he's played this year. Second down and 10 at the 46. Janarian Grant in motion. Laviano with good protection finds Grant. Grant with a stiff arm down the sideline, and Janarian Grant another first down. He's been a spark in the special teams game, and now a spark on offense all the way down to the Michigan 32.
Yeah, this is on Ben McDaniel, the offensive coordinator. This is what I was talking about earlier. You have to manufacture some things because you can't run away from people. And so on the top side, what they're going to do is they're going to get into that stack, and then the anticipation of the defensive back takes him out of the play. Grant uses it against him, and it's open.
There's Ben McDaniels. Good play from his offense. 1st and 10 at the 32. Motion from Owens. Play fake. Laviano sets. Throws incomplete. He was looking in the direction of freshman Dante Owens. Patton was also in the area. And it'll bring up a 2nd down. The carry for Hicks. A hole. Hicks with a good solid run, and another first down. Josh Hicks brought down by Peppers after a 10-yard run.
A nice job by that offensive line. There are enough pieces to this Rutgers offense to be able to do some things. It just hasn't been consistent. It's just been inconsistent, sometimes from quarterback play, sometimes from offensive line play. Most of the time, I'd say, with those receivers not really getting open.
On 1st down, Hicks caught and dropped by Charlton. Ended up falling forward for maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down.
Two guys nobody really talks about who are good players. Taco Charlton and Wormley. Both those guys, they're pretty darn good players. This defensive front of Michigan has very good depth. Guys go out and then they come back in. Here comes their backup, and they can play.
A lot of experience up there as well. 6 seniors in the 8-man 2 deep along the front 4. 2nd and 9. And Hicks dives forward to the 18-yard line as we check in our BTN studios in Chicago with Mike Hall.
Kevin, got another update for you from Wisconsin. We showed you Alec Ingold, the running back, with a touchdown in our last update. In this one, well, you're going to have to trust me. There was a score. It was Dario Gumbawale with the touchdown.
It's a lot to ask of us, Mike, to trust you, but we will. 3rd and 7 at the 18-yard line here for Rutgers. It's been an impressive drive for this Rutgers offense. Can they continue it on 3rd and 7? This is the 9th play of the drive. Laviano needs the ball. 1 on the clock as he gets the snap. Laviano airing it for the sideline, and it's incomplete. It was Dante Owens, the intended receiver, well covered out there, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, you said it right, well covered. And so it's been man-to-man the whole time. And You think you have man-to-man on the weak side by itself. You try to take a shot, but that coverage was all over the place, and they're going to go for it here on fourth, which I agree with. You're down 30 points. Just 2.5-minute mark in the third quarter. You need more points.
They've been good on fourth down this year, 7 of 12 on fourth down. This is 4th and 7.
He's got a man-to-man down the bottom.
He's looking that direction for Agadosi. It's a jump ball, and it's incomplete, and Michigan's defense gets the hold, turning Rutgers away with 2:35 to go in the third. Jordan Lewis
Owned him. No, he owned him. He's got his picture in his back pocket. That was exactly what you're looking for. Man-to-man on the backside. And Jordan Lewis, who's having a fantastic year, that's a great play.
We were talking with DJ Durkin, the defensive coordinator of Michigan, yesterday, and we were asking him about Jordan Lewis. He said, look, he knows where the ball is going to be. He wants to be there when the ball gets there. And he gets mad when the ball doesn't come his way.
Yeah, well, he got 2 of the 3 right there because he couldn't be mad. He made a great play.
At the 18-yard line, quick toss on first down to Chesson. And Chesson, turning the corner, gets the first down. And for more on Lewis, let's check in with Lisa Byington.
Well, DJ Durkin, the defensive coordinator, also told us, hey, he challenged Jordan Lewis because he didn't feel like he had a great game. He didn't have his best game last week against Minnesota. He also says, you know what? He gets mad when he doesn't cover the best guy. So he was not happy when Leonte Carroo was not playing here today. And you can also see on film when he's actually moving a defensive guy over so he can cover the best guy, a true competitor in Jordan Lewis.
On first down, nowhere to run for Davion Smith. Quanzel Lambert called his name a few times today as he makes the tackle in the backfield. Rutgers defense has been in some tough positions today, Matt. They've had to deal with a short field for a good portion of the afternoon and early evening.
And they've battled pretty well on the inside. They have not defended the edge very well. Michigan has been able to take advantage there. And then Jake Rudock's had a fantastic game.
2nd and 12 at the 32. Play action, Rudock. Won the deep ball to Chesson. And the pass is incomplete, and there's the flag. In fact, there's 3 of them. Isaiah Wharton on the coverage.
You get to pick which one you choose that counts. They're all going to say the same thing. Chesson got behind that coverage, and that ball hung up, and that was the difference in the play.
Pass interference, defense, number 11, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Although if you're Rutgers, if the alternative is Chesson makes a catch all the way down to the 20-yard line, the 15-yard penalty, okay.
I actually like the college rule better than the pro rule. And Wharton right there, that's actually a good play.
BTN has you covered all week long as we get you up to speed on all things Big Ten and college football. First at 6 Eastern, join the conversation on BTN Live. Then we cover the entire football landscape on Big Ten football and beyond.
You didn't read that. You memorized that one?
It's just lodged in my head. There are times I'll wake up in the middle of the night, yell Big Ten football and beyond.
I heard you talking to yourself earlier this afternoon.
Smith, big hole. Davion Smith down the sideline, tripped up across the 30-yard line. Saquon Hampton got Smith around the ankles, but he's down at the 28, a 25-yard pop for Smith.
Yeah, and a nice job of blocking up front. Hampton does his job. He has to get that angle right and prevent Smith, but that was well blocked up front.
From the 28-yard line, first down. Drake Johnson. Johnson with a hurdle and down near the 20-yard line.
So, Kevin, you know, in Piscataway, they're talking about how you rotate the backs and how they don't get a feel, and you let a guy in or declare one. And up here at the University of Michigan, so they have Davion Smith and they got Drake Johnson, and they've had a bevy of guys go in and out this year and all having success. And so I think the bottom line is this: Look, if you have them, use them. The bigger thing isn't who's running the football, it's who's blocking for the run. And that's the difference right now.
2nd and 1. Smith down near the 16, but that's a first down for Michigan. Deontay Roberts with the tackle for Rutgers. That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter here in Ann Arbor. Through 3 quarters, it's all Michigan, 46-16. Matt Millen won that roll, but that guy took the job, getting tossed in the air with Michigan up 30. Michigan with a 30-point lead over Rutgers as we start the 4th quarter of play. Alongside Matt Millen with Lisa Byington on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler. Michigan first down and 10 at the Rutgers 16-yard line with 15 minutes to go. And the give to Sione Homa, the fullback, who pushes the pile forward to the 13-yard line as we head to our BTN studios in Chicago and Mike Hall.
Kev, we unplugged a toaster to get the machines working, and it is working, and so's Iowa. Only up 1, they're now up 8. Not quite getting the style points they wanted just yet, but they do have an 8-point lead with 9 minutes to go.
Get some style points from their defense, though, holding that normally potent Indiana team a little bit below what they normally do. 2nd and 7 at the 13-yard line. Smith running into contact and is down at the 10-yard line. Mike mentioned that battle between Iowa and Indiana. You and I will be with Lisa next week in Iowa City to see the Gophers and the Hawkeyes. And there are the standings in the West Division. Wisconsin hoping somebody can trip up Iowa a time or two to stay in this one. Northwestern got the big win over Penn State today to move to 7-2 on the year and 3-2 in conference play. But Iowa right now in the driver's seat in the West. 3rd down and 4 for the former Iowa quarterback, Jake Rudock. Rudock with time to the end zone, looking for Amara Darboh, and it's incomplete.
Couldn't quite hold on to it. Ball was right there. He had it. Nice throw.
Lesson Austin on the coverage.
Now that's on Austin, because Darboh had it in his hands, and then Austin did a great job of having an understanding where the ball was and knocked it out.
28-yard field goal try for Kenny Allen. The kick by Allen sneaks through to add 3 to the Michigan lead. 49-16, Michigan early in the 4th. 49-16 Michigan with 13:29 remaining in the 4th quarter. Michigan feeling very good coming back home after that win against Minnesota a week ago. And boy, has Jake Rudock been good this afternoon.
Yeah, he's been terrific. I can really see a big difference in him. We talked about it earlier, but he just continues to get more and more comfortable with what they're doing.
Janarian Grant has had a kickoff return for a touchdown today from the goal line. Here he goes again. Grant in trouble down at the 15-yard line. Chesson on the stop. And Rutgers starting deep in their own end. There's Jake Rudock coming off of now his best day passing as a quarterback. His career high was 322 against Ball State as a Hawkeye a year ago. Now 337.
Yeah, only 7 incompletions. He was smart with the football, but he was also accurate. He threw it into small windows. He had a couple of drops that are thrown in there. Should have had at least one more touchdown. Darboh dropped in the back of the end zone, so nice day for him.
You're saying was. You don't think he's going to be back out there?
I don't think so. I don't know why he would be.
From the 15-yard line to the sideline, it skips in front of Andre Patton, and it's 2nd down. Now Rutgers, we've told the tale. They lost 49-7 to Ohio State. And we saw them last week in Madison. It was 48-10 Wisconsin over Rutgers. And now 49-16. That's a lot of big numbers for the opponent in the last 3 games.
Yeah, they have a lot to overcome. I mean, look, you hate to hang a lot of things on Leonte Cruz. You know, Leonte Cruz goes out of the lineup. That's a lot of your offense.
Laviano with a flag down. And Martin going nowhere. A loss of 1 back at the 14. Desmond Morgan on the stop, and a hold is going to be the call against Rutgers.
Timeout for injured player.
Looked like Maurice Hurst was a little bit slow to get up. He's up now and making his way to the sideline.
He's a terrific player. That's a quick, he's quicker than a hiccup, that guy.
Offense number 79. Penalties declined, brings up 3rd down.
Let's check in downstairs with Lisa Byington. Lisa?
You guys are speculating if Jake Rudock's day is done. Well, a lot of people have speculated whether Shane Morris, the backup quarterback, would redshirt this year. Jim Harbaugh did confirm for us on Friday that indeed Michigan wants to redshirt him this year. Harbaugh even told us that Morris came to him early in the year and suggested it, saying, if you think I'm not going to play this year, I want to do that. So unless injuries happen, that's the plan.
Well, you saw last week when Rudock got hurt. Pretty good work done by Wilton Spate to get Michigan that win. They set up the screen for Goodwin. Goodwin breaks a tackle. Goodwin looking for the 1st down yardage, and he's got it. Nice work by Justin Goodwin. DeMonte Thomas finally caught up with him after a pickup of 14.
Thomas caught up with him after he missed it. Goodwin had a nice spin move on him to be able to work his way down the field. And then Thomas doubled back and made that play. Here's the miss. And he got back up. There's no shame in missing. There's shame in quitting. He didn't do that.
So now a 1st down for Rutgers. Laviano back to the air once more. The catch along the sideline by Patton. And he's out of bounds at the 32. Next weekend, it's a triple header on BTN. We kick off at noon when the Boilermakers take on the 21st ranked Wildcats in Evanston. Then the Huskers visit these Rutgers Scarlet Knights in Piscataway at 3:30. Our primetime matchup features the Gophers trying to retain Floyd of Rosedale against the unbeaten Iowa Hawkeyes at 8 p.m. Coverage starts noon Eastern next Saturday on BTN and BTN to go. And it looks like the Hawkeyes will be undefeated if they can hold on to a 35-20 lead right now over Indiana, as Martin is dropped at the 30-yard line. Joe Bolden, good penetration to throw Martin for the loss.
I think C.J. Beathard made a huge difference for them. And they just continued to grow. And they're playing good football right now at a time of the season when you have to play your best.
Do you believe in Kirk 2.0?
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
And I've always been a big fan of Kirk Ferentz. I think he does a great job of developing his players. And I think you're seeing it again this year.
3rd down and 7 for Rutgers. Pressure coming as he gets rid of it incomplete. Goodwin, the intended receiver. The pressure coming up the middle from Desmond Morgan, and it's 4th down, and Rutgers will punt it away.
The difference in that right there is the placement of the ball. If that ball is placed a little bit more to the outside, Goodwin's got a chance to be able to do something with it. Instead, he has to try to come back across his body, and you don't have a chance. So accuracy is something that Laviano is going to have to work on.
Jabril Peppers back awaiting the punt from Joey Roth. Peppers will call for the fair catch. And Michigan football when we return with the Wolverines up big, 49-16.
Football on BTN is brought to you by State Farm. It pays to double check. Talk to your agent today.
Back in Ann Arbor, a 49-16 lead for Michigan. That's comfortable enough for Jim Harbaugh to make the move at quarterback. The night is done for Jake Rudock as Wilton Spate checks in. You see the numbers last week spelling Rudock after he was injured. He comes on 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Homa with the carry, and Sione Homa out to the 26-yard line. John Batke on the stop. But let's take a look at today's Dr. Pepper play of the game, and it was with the wheels of Jake Rudock reversing his field, and then the dive for the pylon to get the touchdown for Michigan. That's the one-of-a-kind Dr. Pepper play of the game. And part of a big day for Jake Rudock, 337 yards passing, and that one carry good enough for the touchdown. 2nd and 6. Spade stumbles and is down back at the 22.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, all those guys are pulling inside, or sometimes they just take a step back. Could be a guard, could be a center. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you see it's Kalis' left foot. So he's going to block a guy, and if you don't get away from the quarter of the center immediately on the snap, sometimes those guys get you.
A little extra to get away when you're Wilton Spade at 6'6".
Yeah, right. If he wore a size 8 shoe, he wouldn't have been stepped on.
3rd down and 10. They set up the screen, and Smith can't pull it in, and that'll bring up a 4th down, and Michigan will punt it away. Michigan will hit the road the next couple of weeks with Indiana and Penn State before the matchup with Ohio State. And then Rutgers back home for a game on BTN next week with Nebraska. Then they go out of conference at Army, and then they wrap with Maryland. Rutgers will need to, it looks like, win all 3 if they want to get to a bowl. Line drive punt to Grant at the 34. Janarian Grant with a flag down. And Grant is down shy of midfield. Sione Homa on the tackle. And the flag down back at the 38-yard line, right about where Grant fielded that punt. It's a 45-yard punt and a 14-yard return.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 11. 10 yards from the end of the kick. 1st down, Rutgers.
Let's check in our BTN studios with my call.
Kev, it's a wild one in Bloomington. This is C.J. Beathard to George Kittle making the extra effort right here for the end zone. So they're up by 15, but now Indiana's driving again. There's still a lot of game left. 4 minutes to go.
That is a lot of game when you talk about the offense of Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
They can score quickly. Hayden Reddick in relief of Laviano. It's the 3rd straight week that Reddick has come in the 4th quarter for Rutgers. And the give is to Hicks on 1st down. Hicks trying to turn the corner. Did you see Willie Henry, the big man out there, chasing him to the edge? For a guy that weighs in at 307, he's got some pretty good quickness to the sideline.
And he's a powerful guy. And he has a knack to rush the passer. And he's one of those guys who you can move him up and down the line, play him inside, play him outside. He's a really good player. He would be the face of what's happened with this defense. As he has gone from, we got Willie Henry over here, hope he plays well too. That guy you got to account for on every play, because he's a terrific player.
And in conference play, 5 of his 6 sacks on the season coming in were against Big Ten opposition. Reddick off play action on 2nd down. Reddick trying to use his wheels, and he goes right to the sideline and out of bounds. Well, let's take a look at the Big Ten profile of Willie Henry in our BTN profile. You see the story.
Yeah. Well, he's an explosive man. He's explosive in terms of coming off the ball, but also he's a powerful man. He's as strong as he needs to be, as we were told a few weeks back. And then he's got a great feel for the pass rush. And by that I mean, when you're out there, you take what's given by the blocker, and once that guy gives you a little bit of off bounce, you're able to feel that. You take advantage of it. That's what Willie Henry does.
3rd and 5. Reddick with backside pressure, throwing over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. looking for Patton, who was covered by, among others, Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of speed on this Rutgers offense. But there are some guys who can make some plays. Yeah, see, so you look and see, oh, there's a hand sticking in the middle of the guy. Sometimes they get called, sometimes they don't.
Peppers on for the punt return. Joey Roth to punt it away. Takes a bit of a Michigan hop. It'll be down to cross the 40-yard line, and a timeout in Ann Arbor. 49-16 Michigan. Michigan 49, Rutgers 16 with 8:08 remaining in the fourth quarter. And on first down for Michigan, not much running room up the middle for Derek Green.
Tackle box, Deontay Roberts.
2nd and 7.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7.
Play Green. Got a block. And Green tumbles down near the 48-yard line. 3rd and 4. Isaiah Johnson on the stop for Rutgers.
They've made a bunch of wholesale changes in that offensive line right now, so you got a whole new group.
David Dawson in there now. In that offensive line, new center Patrick Kugler. Third down and 4. Ross Taylor Douglas on the carry, and he is going to be whistled down at the 46-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Michigan will punt it away, leading 49-16. Pretty good start to November, though, for the Michigan Wolverines, hitting the road the next couple of weeks before wrapping with Ohio State.
They're gonna be a tough team to beat. This team, they're playing pretty well. It's very well coached. It's fundamentally sound.
Snap skipping to O'Neal. Got rid of the punt. And it'll be down at the 18-yard line. Quick 30-second timeout from Ann Arbor. First and 10 at the 18-yard line. Robert Martin to carry. And Martin fights his way forward for a first down to the 28-yard line. James Ross on the tackle. 10-yard pickup from Martin, who's now over 80 yards rushing on the day.
Rutgers did okay in the running game. This is a pass game that's killed them. In a game where they need to be able to throw the football to get back into this thing, they haven't been able to do it.
Martin again on the carry. Martin hit in the backfield, and the tackle made by Joe Bolden. Let's take a look at today's Duluth Trading hardest working player, Jabril Peppers. That's the final pepometer, perhaps. 66 snaps total. 6 on offense, 47 defense, 13 on special teams. There were, to this point, 154 total plays. Jabril Peppers with 66 of those. He got 95 plays last week in a game that was competitive to the very end. The play fake in trouble, steps around Taco Charlton, and then is tripped up as he gets near the 30-yard line. So now 3rd down and 9. timeout taken by Rutgers.
Charge timeout. Rutgers, they're first. We have a 30-second timeout. There is no foul for delay of game. The timeout came first.
Play clock winding down. Kyle Flood saving his quarterback 5 yards. 3rd and 9 at the 29. Stay tuned for the State Farm postgame report. Dave and the gang will get you caught up on a busy day in the Big Ten. That's coming up. The State Farm postgame. Jim Harbaugh's got to be pleased with what he saw today, man.
Yeah, I would think so. You know, the one thing I love about Jim is his competitiveness and how that he's able to transfer that to his team, and he's always been that way. And I remember when he first got into coaching, he was coaching at Western Kentucky a little bit with his dad, but not officially. His first real job was with the Oakland Raiders with Al Davis. Al Davis wanted a quarterback who could coach quarterbacks, and that's what they got.
They've got movement on the left side of the offensive line, and this is going to cost Rutgers 5. Or maybe on Michigan. Looked like maybe perhaps the movement was inside.
Offside. Defense number 33. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Michigan with 49 points on the board. It's the most by a Harbaugh-coached team since 2010, when he led Stanford to a 68-24 win over Wake Forest. That includes his time with the Niners.
Yeah, well, you normally don't get big scores like this at the NFL level, but yeah, there's no denying what a job he's done here. And people were excited. They got a Michigan man. They were excited about Jim, but I think he's exceeded all expectations.
3rd down and 4. Redding under pressure, and he's sacked. That pocket collapsing quickly. Taco Charlton got there on top of Redding. The 4th Michigan sack today.
Well, we talked about Taco Charlton earlier, and he is a talented man. And he just goes right around that tackle like, look at the tackle was looking for help and never showed up.
So Peppers will come back in to field the punt from Joey Roth. And the punt will be down right around the 38-yard line. Short break, back in 30 seconds. From the 39-yard line, 1st down. Carry over the left side from Wyatt Shulman. And Shulman out to the 43-yard line. Pick up a 4.
Yeah, there's old Patrick Kugler. Remember when Patrick Kugler was just a little 8-year-old kid eating all the groceries at his house? His dad, of course, is the head coach at UTEP and had a great win last night. But he's a big man, and they're counting on him a lot for next year.
2nd and 6 at the 43. Shulman again. Shulman lowering the shoulder pads into Isaiah Wharton. Down a yard short of the 1st down. Shulman not afraid to run into a little contact.
Oh, yeah. That feels good, too. Drop the shoulder pads, run right over them. Boys will get a kick out of that when you're watching tape.
3rd down and a yard. Now Ross Taylor Douglas on. Wilt Spate on in relief of Jake Rudock, who had a career high 337 yards today. And Ross Taylor Douglas with a 1st down into the secondary and down at the Rutgers 43.
They're running right up behind.
About to go to 7-2. For Rutgers, a trip back home with plenty of questions.
And not a lot of answers. And I think Jake Rudock, he had himself a career night throwing the ball. He was smart.
On all sides again. Jake Rudock getting some congratulations as well. Let's head downstairs and check in with Lisa Byington.
Jake Rudock, the best passing day of your career. What allowed you to be so successful here tonight?
You know, it really goes to the big guys up front. Those guys gave me plenty of time to get the ball to receivers who are running really good routes. And also, you got to give credit to our coaches, did a really good job getting some really good schemes in there for us.
You're able to spread it around with a bunch of different receivers here tonight. How balanced did you think you would be?
Yeah, I mean, being balanced is always a great thing on offense. It makes it tougher on the defense. They have to, you know, kind of prepare for everything, and then, you know, if we run the ball, it helps set up the play action. And obviously, you know, just our linemen and our running backs, everybody's really honed in today.
With a career day today, how do you evaluate your comfort level at this point?
I'm comfortable. I mean, you know, good communication between myself and our coaches and all the players as well. Just understanding that we can tell them, you know, we like this, we don't like that, and really just working together, not just being a one-way street, but, you know, give and take both ways.
All right, thank you for the time. Kevin?
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. 487 total yards for Michigan. More to come from Ann Arbor. Michigan 49, Rutgers 16 as the Wolverines hold Rutgers scoreless in the second half on their way to the dominant 33-point win. And Matt Millen, Michigan got it going early, and it kept rolling for most of the ball game.
Well, he was throwing the football well, and then that finally got taken down. Jake Butt has a nice block and allows Jake Rudock to be able to get in. And then it's Jabril Peppers. Whether he's on offense or defense, he's equally effective. But they didn't stop there. They were, you know, Drake Johnson on the outside. They had a bevy of people reach the end zone and had success on a night where they really dominated this Rutgers team.
Smith, Johnson, Peppers, and Rudock, all with rushing touchdowns in this one. Michigan wins it 49-16, and that's going to do it from Michigan Stadium. Our final score: Michigan 49, Rutgers 16. Coming up, it's the State Farm post-game in our State Farm post-game report. So for Matt Millen and Lisa Byington, I'm Kevin Kugler, repeating